Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Culture Lab Podcast. We are back after a little break and a little hiatus. So you may be wondering, where's all the episodes been? Well, if you haven't looked at the title already, we are officially 4 weeks out from the London Marathon, which is a crazy sentence to say. So through this episode, I'm going to give you a deep dive into one, how my training's been going, how I'm feeling, the build that I've been doing for the past 20 weeks, and everything else. And yeah, without further ado, roll the intro. So, how am I feeling? Right now, I'm in a really amazing position mentally and physically. I mean, towards the beginning, I was really excited and I had the confidence, and I just came off the back of the Battersea Park Marathon. I was like, yeah, London Marathon, let's get it, let's go. But now it's getting to the dark. Now, this is where the marathon is doing mind games. I'm 4 weeks out, and I did 5K easy run on Monday, and even me doing that, my mind was telling me, yeah, what are you doing? You can't do this. But I think it's just the fact that my body's been going through such fatigue, and my legs are feeling heavy, and that's all a part of it. But it's all about trusting the process and not chasing fitness at this current stage, and just sharpening what exactly is already there. Because I feel like with the marathon distance, it's a case of who has the strongest mind at the end of the day, which I'll get into later on in the episode. So if I think about my previous marathon block I did which I started in May, June-ish time. That was one, it was hard more for the sake of I had to train during the summer, and we had unbearable heat wave during that summer compared to when I started in the winter. But two, at that point I had expertise on running, but I didn't build a solid base of running, because before that marathon the marathon block I did for Battersea, I just came off the back of doing the Hackney half marathon in May. And then following that, I was like, okay, cool, let's do the marathon. And in that marathon block, I ended up doing aquathlon. I think I did an aquathlon and a triathlon. And then I did the big mile race, all in that training block. And then a 10-mile race where I underfueled, and I learned my lesson from that. But I would say, going into this London block, there were many lessons learned. And number one, fueling is really important. I've made sure that I'm sticking to what I know. So currently I'm using the Precision Fuel and Hydration gels as my carb gels of choice for the marathon. And in terms of electrolytes, I've tried Cadence, I've tried Pure Sport, I've tried Precision Fuel. It's all about seeing each of them work best for my body, but it's now the case of narrowing it down to which one works better for me. And as well as that, it's more making sure I'm sleeping and eating good. And the gym was non-negotiable. When I tell you, I've been banging out gym sessions each week, making sure I get them done. Because when I get to mile 25, mile 20, mile 25, that last final 6 miles, I got to push. I got to have that power and that energy and that drive to just push and keep going. That's pretty much how I'm feeling. Let's get on to the nitty gritty part. What have I done within this training block specifically? So starting off very early in this training block, I signed up and I did the Fulham 10K in November. And going into that, I was nervous more for the case that doing a sub 40 10K, it was on my goal, and it was stuck at 40 minutes for a good year, because my previous PB before that, I did a 41.26, but that 41.26 would have been 39 minutes, but the course I chose was really up and down, and I'm probably not going to do that course again. I did that race, and I did it in 38 minutes, 48 seconds, which is pretty good for a good 10K. And in that race, I also set a new 5K PP of 1850. Then, later down the line, this was just a fun race, but I still added it in my London block. I did a 5K race with Aubrey from Bigger Than Running, Nick Bester, and a couple other people within the running community in Battersea Park. I did the Chase the Moon. Just a casual 21 minutes, nothing too crazy. like going at party pace, catching up with people I knew there. But then we moved forward into March, where I broke my 5K PB of 1850 and did a 1808 unofficially on a track, and then I actually did a 5K race where it was measured in run through. It was the Victoria Park 5K, and I did that in 18 minutes 15 whilst recovering from the flu. Probably not the best thing to do. So technically, as it stands, my 5K PB is 18:15, but still in 18 minutes. We're gonna get to that sub 18-minute 5K eventually, and then now it all comes down to my most recent race. If you haven't seen it already, that was the Hackney Legacy Half. That race, the vibes, the atmosphere. I just want to say shout out to the whole running community, because you guys out there that will shout and go on Jaden, go on Durag. I appreciate the support. Like, I needed that boost, and I think for one, getting the new personal best of 1:25:54, but two, doing a race like that and getting a new PB gave me the boost and drive and momentum I needed to just continue with my marathon training, because marathon training gets dark and lonely and depressing sometimes. So you always want to need like a race or something to just boost the morale. And I've just used that as a way to just continue my training. And then as well as this, I also did I did a high rock simulation. Now, I went to spectate a high rocks last year in December, and then I also went to spectate the High Rocks Olympia in London this week. And doing that High Rocks simulation, one, I now know how hard a High Rocks is, and I will do one day, and we'll come back to that in another episode. And two is the fact that it got dark, but I felt like doing that High Rocks, it helped me to build that mental strength and resilience that I needed for my marathon, because come London Marathon race day, I can look back and say that you did a High Rocks simulation. You did an unofficial super sprint triathlon. You broke your 5K PB, your 10K PB, your half marathon PB, your mile PB, all within 26 weeks, which is a crazy thing to look back on. So London is going to be light work. It's going to be vibes. It's going to be energy. It's going to be all of those things, like I said before, but it's also going to be a day to remember. The whole reason I'm doing London is because I want to inspire more young people to just take up sport. And that's why I decided to do the London Marathon with the Outrunners, because they work with young people within East London, within the community of Hackney, to get them moving, get them active through sport, and also help like women and young girls get into sport and encourage them to do sports through going into schools and doing after school club programs and half-term programs and things like that. Doing it for Outrunners and a charity made me think about, it's not the marathon I'm doing it. Yeah, it's going to be amazing for me, but now I've got my motivation, my why, and my drive is thinking about the money I've raised is going to help so many children and help the charity continue to grow. So if you haven't already, please, in the description below of this episode, I'd appreciate if you could donate anything you can. Every penny helps. And yeah, let's get right back into the episode. So the race prediction for London is simple. I've said it so many times. I'm going to say it one last time. I'm going for sub 3. Now, sub 3 is a really elusive time within the running community, because everyone's going to, oh my days, I'm going to go for a sub 3. And a sub 3 works out to roughly a 4:15 per K pace. But for me, I was like, that's not enough. So I did my research and looked at, for Boston Marathon, the qualifying time for my age is around a sub 2:55 marathon. So currently I am training to do a 2:51 marathon, which works out to a 4-minute to 4:05 kilometer pace. And I'm feeling confident, I'm feeling ready, and let's just hope that the weather and all the training I've done can get me to that finish line. Even if I finish London Marathon and I get, let's say, 2:59, I'll still be happy that I get sub 3. We can always qualify for Boston and all these other marathons on a later date. But even if I end up getting a championship time at my first London Marathon, that would be a crazy sentence to say. And I guess I'm a little bit nervous, more for the fact that my weekly mileage has been like going up to only 65, 66 kilometers, 67 kilometers. And as we have one more week left of the peak week, these next 4 weeks is all about sharpening up, not overdoing it, dialing in the place, trusting the process, and not really, there's no need to panic. There's not that much I can do. It's just staying consistent and arriving ready for that London Marathon start line to achieve a 2:51 marathon. Yeah, I've said it. I've said it so many times. Like whenever someone asks me, what's your goal for the marathon? Now I can confidently say I'm going for a 2:51 marathon. Before, I was a little bit like, yeah, maybe I'll go for 3 hours. Like I wasn't really confident that I was going to do it at the start. But I think through learning from all the setbacks I've made along the way on this London Marathon training journey, which you can watch all those vlogs to see how far I've got from I think from week 10 all the way up to now. And yeah, if you are running London or any other spring marathon, I wish you guys the best of luck. You're going to smash it. I'm going to end the episode here and hope you have a great day, a great week. If you're running London, I'll catch you at the start line. If you are not running London, but you will be in London for the weekend, please be sure to follow my journey. Make sure if you do see me out on the London course, you can shout, go on Durag Dude, run strong, stay Durag Dude fit, go on Jaden. I know you guys are going to do that anyway, but yeah, anyway, don't want to drag up the episode and catch you next one. Remember, run strong, stay Durag Dude fit.